Everyone, welcome back to Howtechs. Today I have a deep purple iPhone 14 Pro, hot off the presses, just came out today. Isn't it beautiful? And in today's video, we're going to show you how to insert and remove a physical SIM. So before we start, first you need to check if you actually have a physical SIM tray on your phone. So check on the left side and look for this little tray with the hole on it. So if you don't have one of those, if you have an iPhone from the US, you probably have a eSIM only iPhone 14, in this case iPhone 14 Pro. So yeah, you are out of luck for inserting a physical SIM if your phone is eSIM only. So basically stop the video here. If you do have the tray, if you bought the iPhone outside of the US and it has the physical tray, get your SIM removal tool. This comes with the phone, but if you did lose it, don't worry, you can actually use a paper clip or one from an old iPhone. And you want to find that hole in here and basically push it in gently but firmly and push like that, and then get your fingernails under there and pull out straight and evenly. And okay, here's the tray. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, it is, I think it's purple the whole way through, at least it is on the outside. You can see the gasket here for the waterproofing. Make sure that you don't mess that up. So this is not a dual SIM version. I have the Japan version, which is single SIM only. So there's no place to put a SIM on the back. So to put the SIM card in, first you want to make sure that you have a NANO SIM, and you want to fit the chamfered edge on the card into the chamfered edge on the tray here. And if it fits in, yeah, it should lock in like that. So it should look like that with the metal facing up and the hole for the removal tool on the left side if it's like this, basically on the bottom if it's like this. And now you want to put it in the phone, and again, make sure that that removal pinhole lines up, and basically get it in straight. Make sure that it's not crooked, and then just push it all the way in, and just push it all the way in, and make sure that it is flush so it's all the way in, and that makes sure that the waterproofing holds. So if you see anything sticking out, if that gasket got kind of off of its track, basically make sure that it's corrected before you close it. Otherwise it won't be waterproof and it could potentially destroy the phone if it got wet. And make sure that it's smooth as possible. Okay, so let's quickly go into settings, and you can see under cellular that the card is showing up. So in this case, network selection, IIJ. IIJ is the network for this particular SIM card here. That's the same one that will show up if you pull down here. And you can turn on and off cellular data as a whole. And then you can also control whether you want it to have roaming or not. If you want it to do voice and data over the LTE connection, so basically like VoIP, you can set it to low data mode. And then you can also limit IP address tracking, which is one of Apple's new features. So yeah, basically this is all the options, not just about roaming. So depending on your SIM card, you might actually have to manually set this network stuff, but nowadays that's more and more rare. And then if you wanted to add an eSIM, I guess you can add an eSIM and a physical SIM on this guy, so it can actually do dual SIM, and it gives you some options on how to do that. Depending on the country you're in, you know, eSIMs are more and more common, but in a lot of countries they're not common at all, if at all supported. So having the physical SIM allows you to, you know, travel and use this phone in other places. So one interesting thing, despite the fact that I just connected a card to it, it basically comes preset with some cellular data showing up in the current period. So I don't know how that works, if that's in the factory or what, but basically it starts out with some that definitely is not on this card because I just put it in for the first time. One other interesting thing, if you go to General and then About, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can actually see carrier lock. So you can find out if the phone that you have is locked to a specific cell phone carrier. So obviously having no carrier lock is better. If you do have a carrier lock, you have to actually ask your carrier to give you the unlock code in order to switch to a different company. So this really sucks if you are, for example, traveling overseas and you want to switch in a new SIM card, and that's why you're watching this video. And if you find that your carrier is locked, you actually have to like message or call your carrier back home and ask them for the unlock code in order to use the prepaid SIM card outside of your network. Or if your contract ends, you want to switch to a new carrier, you're trying to swap the SIM card. If it doesn't work, it might be because it's carrier locked. So definitely check that out as well. Okay, so that's basically it for inserting the SIM card. Just for completeness, let's show you taking it out. It's quite simple. It's basically the same exact steps. Push in firmly, you'll get that warning. You don't have to turn the phone off, even though it says you probably should. Make sure you have the phone face up when you do this. Otherwise, the SIM card might fall out on the floor and you might lose it. So definitely don't do that. And then make sure that you put the tray back in right away and make sure that it's seated properly so that no foreign debris or dust or whatever gets in there and contaminates your phone and potentially ruins your connections with your SIM card later. So anyway, that's it for today. If you guys have any questions or comments on this beautiful iPhone 14 Pro, do let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time here on Howtechs. Bye.
Everyone, welcome back to Howtechs. Today we have a hot off the presses iPhone 13 Pro Max dual physical SIM Hong Kong version. And today I'm going to show you how to insert and